Hi, my name is Peyton Smith. I'm a manager here at Dr. Dean Paintless Dent Removal, and I wanted to do a video about what is paintless dent removal and what does it look like, what kind of tools do we do, how is it that we actually fix these dents. And I want to show you, and we actually have in here a friend's Miata. It's a 1999 Miata. I actually don't think we're going to be fixing all the damage, but I'm going to use it for demonstration today. If you look at this hood, we have a lot of hail damage on this hood. Look at all those dents on there. This is very typical damage that we fix. In this case though, I believe our friend, he's just gonna be, I think he has some paint issues as well, so he's trying to decide what he's gonna do, but I'll just use it to fix a few dents to kind of show you the process. So if you wanna come over here, I'll show you some tools. We have a variety of tools that we're using all the time. We need to get access. Most of the time we're fixing dents from the backside underneath the panel, and so we're always trying to find ways to get access to those panels. In this case, it's really easy. The hood's pretty wide open, so we don't need very complicated tools, more basic tooling. But you can see we have a variety of shapes and sizes. We'll have a sharp tip. You know, it's just kind of a basic rod with a sharp tip on the end. We'll have tooling like this where we're pushing on a sharpened but rounded edge like this with a different angle. Weld tails is what they're called, and they're designed for sliding underneath bracing and applying pressure and fixing dents that way. So you can see we have all sorts of fun, different types of styles and styling and tooling, and they all serve a purpose, every one of these dents. And you can see how many rods we have over here. So have all these different types of tools. And what we're doing with all these tooling is massaging the dent is kind of the process. So I'm going to kind of show you a little bit of how that works on this dent, or a few dents on this hood. Okay, so we have this Miata here. I'm going to show you a few dents that we're going to fix, kind of show you the process. So I think I'll be, and mind you, this car has other issues, has paint issues, and so this isn't a great example, but we're just using it for demonstration purposes today. I'm going to try to fix this dent right here. I'm gonna try to fix this cluster of dents right here. You can see there's some paint issues in there, so you'll see that afterwards, but let's see. Maybe I'll do this one here. Yeah, we'll start with those ones. Okay, now that I know what my panels look like, let's look underneath here. So these dents kind of in this area, and I'm able to use pretty basic tooling here. When there's dents underneath this bracing, that's when it gets more complicated. But we're gonna be working on these here, so I'll show you how that looks like. So I'm gonna grab a tool like this. We have detachable ends that we can replace with a variety of different ends and options. See those? We got a bunch over here. You know, all this, a bunch of different ends for different purposes. And in this scenario, I'm gonna use what they call the cherry tip. Screw that on. I've attached a chain here, and we're just going to feed this through, and we're going to slowly start massaging the backside, just like that. All right, so I'm going to work on this one right here. Okay, so I readjusted my support here for the hood. I had it in the middle, it was flexing more than I liked. Typically, when we're working on something like this, we'd actually take the hood completely off. And we have our hood stands here that we'd actually put it on, usually. But today I'm just gonna be showing you a few things. So I'm gonna go back here with my tip, and I'll be working back on this one here. I'm going to this circle now. there's some bracing underneath this hood, and a common tool for fixing that is called a well tail. And so if you want to come underneath the hood here, and I'm going to fit the tool in between the bracing, and I'm going to be able to use it like a twisting motion. I'm able to leverage off the bracing here. So come back up. We're working on these two dents here. And the next one here. So we'll just keep doing this over and over till all the dents are gone. Okay, I'm gonna add some heat to this as well. That's something that we do, and we never use heat for actually fixing the dent, but what it does do is it makes the paint a little bit softer and this easier to work with. And so I'm gonna do that. This has a repaint, a really bad repaint, mind you, and so the paint isn't great and it's really sensitive. So I'm just being cautious with putting heat on it. So I'm gonna keep working on these here. And we're just slowly moving the metal, just massaging it up. You don't want to rush it, you just want to take it easy. And a big misconception people have is that the dent pops back, and that's pretty rare that that ever happens. Most of the time you have to almost just bend it back, just massage it back, and to slowly work that metal. Okay, I'm gonna go to this guy now. So I have to find my tool. You'll notice the light that I use, we work off of reflection. And I'm looking in the reflection of the light. So basically, I'm looking at the yellow or the gold beams going across, and I'm putting the dent right in the center, and I'm just slowly working that. Okay, so that's with this tip. I'm going to change tools real quick. One of my favorite tools. This is a sharp tip, pretty basic. And this one just kind of helps me fine tune a few things in there. I'm working right in here. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea of how it works. Sometimes when we're pushing the metal, we push it high, a little higher than we want to, or we just need to work the metal up and then back down. And so how we do that is we have a variety of tools here, hammers and knockdowns with various different types of tips. And they all serve a purpose. And so I'm going to take my knockdown, and I don't really have a lot of cleanup. There's a little bit. Let's move this out of the way here. But basically I'm here, and I'm just gonna slowly level it out. And sometimes this is required to kind of achieve that flawless finish. So that kind of gives you an idea. Okay, one other thing I wanted to show you too that we use quite a bit, but yeah, we probably use it, I don't know, 30% of the time, is we use hot glue. And we have a variety of different tabs, ranging from, you know, bigger, wider tabs to tabs like this to crease tabs. And we use hot glue like that, and we'll put them on dents that match the shape, and we're able to lift the dents. And sometimes the hot glue works for certain areas where we just can't get access. almost always will prefer a tool over glue. But if we can't get a tool on it, sometimes glue is our best reservation for that. Anyway, so that's kind of another thing that we use for our paintless dent removal. And I hope this answers some of your questions about how it works, what it looks like. We use the very finest tools we can find. We've got them from all over the country, even across the world, to find the very best. And ultimately, though, it comes down to the technician and who's using the tools. Technicians can vary greatly depending on who you use. Some are not experienced and they will rush the dent and they'll crack paint, they'll create more damage than was there before. So you want to make sure you find an experienced technician that has a lot of experience, that uses the right tools, and that can achieve that flawless finish.